We all have dreams and goals we want to achieve, but in order to reach them, we have to work actively towards these goals in small steps on a daily basis. Starting your day on your terms, in your own thoughts, not what a newscaster or social media is telling you to think, will help make your dreams and goals come true. I used to struggle with not being organized, having too many ideas of what I want to do in life, and not able to focus on any one thing. There's something about putting a pen to paper. Clarity, expression, better ideas. When we write, we're forced to focus on one thought at a time. Writing also decreases stress and anxiety. But how can we write in a way that lays out our goals, organizes our thoughts and ideas, and tracks our progress? Ladies and gentlemen, the bullet journal. I'm just excited about the bullet journal. I'm gonna see how long this takes to actually film. Okay, so whether you are brand new to bullet journaling or you've been using one for years, today I'm sharing with you how I use a bullet journal, some basics to get started, and a few tips to keep this in your life. I started using a bullet journal in 2017. I just had a really small one that I used. I made calendars, wrote down some to-do lists, and had some goals in there, but I wasn't consistent with it. At the time, I was working on ships and I was out to sea a lot. That line of work has a very structured schedule and there's not a whole lot of free time because when you're not working, you're pretty tired. I was really glad to have a bullet journal on a ship with me because it offered a creative outlet for me. It was when I got off the ship on leave that I didn't really use it consistently, but I still found it valuable and I wanted to keep using one. The basic idea here is getting your thoughts and ideas out of your head and onto paper so you have more focus in your life. Before we jump into how I have mine set up, I want to mention something very important. Having a notebook full of thoughts and ideas and goals is really great, but if you're not actively working towards these things every day, then it doesn't mean much in a notebook. So that's where calendar blocking comes in, and I made a short video about that. I'll link it above. It's just seeing where you have some time in your life where you can work on a small piece of your goal. You might have really big, ambitious goals right now that might seem unreachable at the time, but when you break those down into smaller pieces, something as small as like just doing some research, that's when you'll see some change and you'll build on that. And a year or two from now, you'll have achieved what seemed impossible before. So some of the things that I look for when I'm purchasing a bullet journal, I like a hardcover. This one is from Jumping Fox Design. I just got it on Amazon. It has some foiled edges, which is nice. It has a table of contents, it has numbered pages. The dots are sort of grayed out. They're not black dots on white paper. Also, the paper is more of a yellow tone or an off-white color, and the pages are a little bit thicker, so you can draw with marker or highlighters or something. In this particular journal, there's some perforated pages in the back that you could tear out and put into another journal if you wanted to. And as far as supplies that I use, it's pretty simple. I just use a couple of different sets of markers, some stencils, I use washi tape, so I have scissors for that, a couple of highlighters, and some regular pens, and that's about it. So I start mine out with a collage of photos, sort of a mood board in the beginning. That helps remind me of some of the goals I'm trying to achieve this year. Right next to that, I have a year at a glance, so I can see the whole year, all the months. On the following page, I have a future log. I just do it on 2 pages. This is an A5 size journal, so it's plenty big enough for me. If it's, let's say that it's March right now, it's not, it's June, but let's just say it's March, and in May I have some appointments that I need to remember, or certain dates that I have to remember. I can write those in the future log, and then when I go to write out my May month, I can refer to the future log page and be reminded of those dates. The next page I have some goals. I have some business goals and personal goals, and they kind of complement each other. They go together, so I'm not going to show you that, but on the following page, just some morning routine, night routine, a reading list. Our routines change, and it's good to check in on those quarterly at least, so if you want to write a new routine in whatever month it is, then feel free to do that. You just open up to the next page. That's the beautiful thing about a bullet journal. You can just open up to the next blank page and put in whatever you need to. On the following page I have some finances, just to keep track of when things are due, and this isn't for everyone, but I have a fitness tracker, and there's all different kinds of ideas on that on the internet, so if that's something that you want to do, you can add in many different kinds of trackers for a page. And then after that, I have some Premiere Pro settings, like a cheat sheet kind of, and then a checklist for things that I need to be doing throughout the year to achieve some of the goals that I had set for myself. Since these things take a long time to do, I created a new page for it, and I'm checking them off as I get through them. And after that, then I just go into my monthly spread, which changes monthly. Typically though, I write down the whole month so I can see it, and I'll make a tracker underneath that. And then I like to have some meal prep ideas, and then I leave a space for notes. In this particular month, I wrote some paint colors here for the back door. And then on the next page, I write down some work goals and some personal goals, because like I had said before, if you break these things up into smaller bite-sized pieces, they're more achievable then. And if you do that every month, then by the end of the year, hopefully you'll complete whatever goals that you had set for yourself. Continuing on in the month, I usually write down either a to-do list, or I'll write down all of the days of the week. It just depends on what's going on in my life at the time. If I want to, I'll make like a whole grid for Monday through Saturday. Other times I'll just write down a few things that I need to do before Thursday or something. I don't use the typical bullet journal method of icons where you put like a circle for a completed task, or I actually don't even know what those icons are. I never learned them. It's just not something that I'm gonna use. So if I complete a task, I just draw a line through it or put a check mark next to it. If it needs to get moved to the next week, I just simply rewrite it in the next week. So like I said, you can start this anytime. It doesn't have to be a new year, or if you skip a month or a couple of months, it's okay, you can just get back on it. That's the nice thing about the bullet journal, is that you can just open up to a new blank page and start fresh. So there's no right or wrong, it's for you to help you, it's yours. If something pops up and you need to start tracking something right away, right now, then open up the next blank page and throw in a tracker. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of your weekly spread. I actually did that this spring. There was a lot of like spring cleaning chores that I had in my head floating around that I just wanted to write everything down so I didn't forget anything. Nothing super crucial, but I wanted to create a space for that. And that helped. That helped not be stressed out about some things that I couldn't do at the moment. Using a bullet journal brings you self-development, productivity, and self-awareness. It's okay if you miss a month or a few months, or don't use a page that you spent time designing for yourself. Just reassess constructively. Ask yourself, did I not use it because I didn't have time and I didn't see this as a priority, or because I just didn't need it and it's not useful to me? You will learn what you need and what you don't. I've created spreads that I didn't use. You will learn how to meet your needs in your season of life, and how to challenge yourself. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments and subscribe. You can hit the notification bell to be notified when the next video is up. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Yes! I'm not gonna do this every time I make a video. Maybe I will.